It's not very often that a team pulls off a complete miracle comeback victory and everybody still feels bad about how the overall game went, largely because the Raiders were just so heavily favored to beat the Jets that it doesn't really feel that great. Well, let's get into what went wrong. And really, it was the defense that I want to talk about more. The offense had its mistakes, but I really want to talk about the defense. So let's start off with this play. So it's going to be man coverage. It's a cover one whole play, which means a linebacker covers the middle of the field, safety covers deep. Then you have man coverage for the rest of the players. So this is a great way to beat the Jets. The Jets have struggled all year at getting separation with their receivers. If you play man coverage against them, they're going to have basically no one to throw to, and either Sam Darnold is going to try to force some throws, which results in turnovers, or he doesn't throw the ball at all, which results in punts, which are also still very good. I have one route in particular that I'm showing. This is a good route against this coverage. Again, if all things were equal, this is something that is a pretty high percentage play, but because of just the talent disparity, you would think that it's not a very high quality of play because, again, the Jets receivers aren't great against man coverage. But as you see, Darnold takes the snap, and the defensive back trying to cover him falls down, which results in just an easy throw and a big chunk play. And that's really the main thing that Las Vegas struggled with early on was they tried man coverage, and it didn't work out. But I feel like they went away from it too quickly because this is still the best way to beat the Jets. Every other team has shown it. And the fact that the Raiders defense can't really shut down the Jets offense in man coverage is concerning, but they didn't do it that much and they kind of gave up on it very quickly. So it's hard to know exactly how bad it would have been had they done that largely throughout a game. So then a play like this would happen where it's going to be zone coverage, and the Jets, they feel so much better playing against zone coverage than against man coverage. In fact, Adam Gase, a lot of what his plays that he likes to run, they really only work against zone coverage. So that's kind of part of why Adam Gase has also looked so terrible this year. It hasn't just been because he's not very good. That's obviously a part of it, but he's never really been very good, but at the same time, he's certainly had much better seasons than this. I mean, he did coach the Dolphins to a playoff appearance at one point, so it hasn't been 0-16 bad. But now on a play like this, they can run a play action, and they have a receiver who's running a curl route that's going to get past the linebackers. And again, with play action, linebackers get out of position, and so this can actually work out against zone, whereas if it was man coverage, then you're supposed to cover your man regardless, so the play action wouldn't really do much. New York runs the play action, and you're going to see there is going to be this throwing window for Darnold to make that throw. And that's kind of why I feel like you saw bigger throwing windows in this game than you've ever seen in any of the Jets games. I mean, even when the Jets actually had a decent offensive performance against New England, it was a lot of just Joe Flacco making low percentage plays routinely. He kind of just went off weirdly that one game. But for the most part, there has not been this many easy plays for the Jets all season. This is the first time things were actually pretty easy for the Jets. Like this one's another one where it's just going to be a very simple play. It's a bubble screen. If you don't know a lot about Adam Gase, he loves these plays. He's a huge bubble screen fan. I mean, he probably has a tattoo of a bubble screen on his back or something. He loves these plays, and somehow Las Vegas isn't prepared for this. I mean, just look at it on paper. It doesn't matter what coverage you're running. If you only have 2 defenders in that area, and there's 3 New York players in that area, it's very easy for Darnold to just, fake a handoff, throw it over to a receiver who then runs to the outside, and you can gain yards until another one of those Raiders players who's currently standing in the middle of the field just has time to get over in that direction. As you see, Darnold takes the snap, he makes a quick throw, and they're easily able to get a first down on that play, and even get more. It wasn't even a great job tackling right there. So, yeah, I mean, that's not great, right? Let's be honest here. Paul Guenther and the Raiders defense got outcoached by Adam Gase. I mean, that's just legit what happened. You can't deny it. That really did happen. Even in the running game, on a play like this, Nick Kwiatkowski is the player who I have circled in yellow, who's a good player, but he's not going to do a good job on this one. It's just a little zone blocking to the left side of the screen, so you have the tight end flash over, and then you run to the left. That's the way it's supposed to work. So for Kwiatkowski, he's basically in charge of, kind of use the left hash mark as a line because that's right where the center is lined up. Basically, he's in charge of that side of the field with there being 2 linebackers who can make a play in the running game on this one. But watch how fooled he gets. I think he thinks Darnold still has the football, or maybe even Darnold's going to run with the football, because look at how far over he runs. I just don't know what he's doing, and he completely took himself out of the play. That's just not understanding your own gap assignment, because if he doesn't do that. He's right in the area where he can make a quick tackle, but he just screwed up his own gap assignment. This results in a huge run, and again, it's bad football from the Raiders. That's how you have to call it. You can't say anything else, and that's by their better players too. Forget about their worst players. You know, if one of your guys who just barely made the starting roster, he ends up making a bad play, you can live with that. But when your good players are making bad mistakes, that's when it's a real issue. I also want to talk about this play, mostly just because it's funny to me. What's going to happen is that the way this is supposed to work for Las Vegas is they're going to have actually 2 players blitz on this one. And what they're going to do with both linebackers, Kwiatkowski, he's going to take away the left guard. They also just have an edge rusher who's taking away the left tackle. And then you have Morrow, he's the guy who I have the line near. He's going to run in between them, and he should have a straight shot to Darnold. But watch how Darnold, he's going to pump fake, which gets Morrow out of position, but he's going to do it again, which gets Morrow out of position again, and Darnold is able to run and pick up a big gain because it's man coverage, because it had to be since you blitzed. And this wouldn't have been that big of a problem had you just crashed in and made a play. You have to know in this situation, Darnold can run with the football. If you're playing man, really the only way you can get beat by the Jets is if Darnold runs with it, so don't let him run with it. And that's exactly what Nicholas Morrow did. So give credit to Darnold on that play for sure. Absolutely. Give credit to him for a lot of these plays. He played well in this one. He did. But at the same time, you're playing the Jets. You have to play better, and this wasn't great by them. It just wasn't. Okay, one last thing I want to talk about. This is not related to anything about what I just talked about. This is just the final Hail Mary play at the end of the game. I wanted to show the play before it. I found this interesting. I didn't realize this at the time. Look, this is the cover 3. This is a prevent defense, and that's how Agholor was able to get past everybody, which I found interesting, you know, because everyone was talking about how they ran the same thing before, and the same thing happened. That actually isn't the case. They ran a prevent defense the play before, and Agholor was able to make a move and get open past the defense. Good job by him. He sort of split the defense. And so that's probably why Greg Williams went with a blitz on the very next play. So, you know, sometimes some unsung heroes. Agholor set up that Hail Mary play at the end. Also, I mean, there's still no excuse for running that blitz on the next play. But, you know, maybe it makes sense to not run the exact same play. But you got to have at least one safety back. We all understand that. Also, one other interesting thing I found was that on the Hail Mary, I didn't realize this either because they never showed the angle of it. But what's interesting about this one is you're going to see 2 Raiders players out of the 3 receivers running deep not run towards the end zone. So everyone made fun of Lamar Jackson, the defensive back, for getting fooled on the double move. Well, the other 2 players did actually cut in. So I'm assuming, you know, maybe it was a concern for the Jets that, again, there clearly was some logic from the Raiders side of saying, hey, let's try to gain some yards and get out of bounds because then we could have an easier Hail Mary as well. There was 15 seconds. Just craziness all around. But a couple tidbits I thought I'd share with you guys now that the All-22 is out. So yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My end thoughts on the defense. It wasn't great. It has to be better, has to be coached better, and has to play better. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. But yeah, hey, you got the win. That's all that matters. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.